Yo, what's up, y'all? It's Nick Cannon, and I just finished Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored. It was real chill. I didn't expect it to get as enlightened as it did. I mean, I've seen the show before, so I was like, oh, we gonna get grimy, we gonna talk about the chicks. So I was like, we didn't even really touch on that. I mean, I feel like we actually had a solid and influential conversation amongst, solid and searching spirits. It was dope.
What up, everybody? This is Jason Lee, and this is Hollywood Unlocked Uncensored.
Hey, I'm Tori Hart.
Yeah, what's up? It's your boy Giovanni. Hola.
And we have the one and only, just mogul. I don't even know what to call you anymore.
Hey.
Nick
Young mogul.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that, man. Nick is fine.
No, so this is like an interview we've literally been trying to do for several months. You're busy.
Yeah, man. I actually just flew in specifically for this, and obviously to hang out with my kids. But I'm back in New York tomorrow. So.
Wow.
So do you live here? Do you live here? You're just bi-coastal? You're
I
everywhere?
live both places, man. I'll be treating these planes like Ubers. Like, I literally, came here for the day for a few hours, and I'll be back out.
Wow.
Yeah, but you could do that when you're making money.
I mean, yeah, that's a part of it.
Mm-hmm. So I watch a lot of reality television. I just watch a lot of things in general because we're writing about so many things. And I remember watching you for several years, I think 12 seasons of America's Got Talent. And so I watched it recently the other day with Tyra Banks. And I love Tyra. She's pretty.
She is very pretty.
I think when it comes to MAC Cosmetics and, walking the runway, she is an amazing mogul in her own right.
Yes, she is.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Amazing black queen.
Yes, she is. Yes, big up for the queen.
I feel like you was about to hit a button.
Yeah.
Like, because those are all amazing things.
Put a crown on that queen because she is an icon.
She
Yes.
is.
She does
Tyra.
not host variety shows. She is not the
I've
girl
never
for
seen
that.
it, so I can't comment on it. But
Damn.
So you haven't watched the show since you've been gone?
nah.
Wow,
I didn't watch the show when I was on it.
Oh, really? But you knew clearly after 12 seasons you're doing something right because the ratings are going up. People are still tuning in.
Ratings still went up this season too, though.
Well, everybody had to tune in and see what the fuck she was going to do.
Yeah.
I heard she did the job.
I mean, yeah, she's not bad. Like, I watch it. I think she's not Nick. I thoroughly enjoyed you, Paul.
I appreciate you.
But she has her little.
Yeah, I didn't see it, so I'm glad because I have no opinion on
Well,
it.
That's good.
I do. I watched it. The thing about watching you on America's Got Talent, right? You keep us energetically entertained.
Right.
You got some crazy ass shoes on that
Mm-hmm.
I can't personally afford, but they're definitely good to look at.
Right.
And you for whatever reason, and this may seem odd, you seem to really size up with the talent.
Yeah.
She's tall in a motherfucker.
Well, you gotta imagine she probably like what 5'11" and then probably wearing some 6-inch heels.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, but you can't come up to the guests that are like 10 years old and you 7'2".
Yeah, right.
So
that was funny.
So is your thing in not watching the show not more about just you just don't watch it and never have, or more of she's there
that's
now?
one thing I don't have time to do is I don't watch TV. Like if you ask me about any TV shows, I have not seen them. You know what I mean?
So
Like
you didn't
Wow.
watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians 10th year anniversary?
I ain't seen. I don't
Power?
watch TV. Like I've never seen Power.
Ever?
Nah. Like
never seen one episode of Power?
Never seen one. But
Damn,
because
that's crazy.
I mean, I read books and I read.
Okay.
I'm on the internet. So I know what's going on in pop culture. But I just don't. I wish I had the time to sit down and watch an hour of television. I don't have that free hour. But because I know I got to stay up on pop culture and stuff, like I know what Power is about.
Yeah.
I know all the statistics to America's Got Talent because I read it, on whatever news wires coming in at the time. So I'm a reader. I don't really watch television. I mean, that spoils your mind.
And you always probably writing and creating yourself.
Yeah, exactly. So I don't want to get clouded or any of that type of stuff. I'm an energy type dude, and to me, like the energy of a television sucks.
Well, so basically, you're saying we have too much time on our hand and we need to get on your level.
I
is
mean,
what you're
that's
saying.
because I'm making a lot of money from people
Exactly,
watching
you making a lot
television.
of money.
So continue to watch as much TV
But
as
I'm trying to make
possible.
the money you making, Nick. So I'm gonna start
Right.
reading. Like, what you reading? Tell me what you reading.
Ah, man. I mean,
What's your latest book?
The Richest Man in Babylon is a classic.
Yeah, read that.
Okay.
If you haven't read that.
See now the brow of the show's going up because this sounds like some real smart shit.
Richest Man of Babylon.
Yeah, I read that. It's a good book.
Yeah, stuff like
Oh,
that.
so it's
Think and Grow
user-friendly.
Rich, you know what I
Got
mean?
that one the other
Napoleon
day.
Hill, you gotta live your life by that one.
Okay.
I mean, there's so many things. I get it. Of course, I've read it a few times, but if you're gonna read the Bible, you got to make sure you read the Quran. You got the Torah. The Guru, all of those things. You know, the good Grant Sahith. I mean, if you want to get into that spiritual world, I'm definitely, you know, from the Sikh teaching and the Buddhist teachings and stuff like. But there's just regular books out there. Like I just make sure that I read about 2 books a week.
So I'm trying. So I learned that I'm trying to learn things from this show. Yesterday we had a reality star on here who's caught up in a lot of dick sucking things, and it's just
fucking transition.
I learned something yesterday, and I said to myself, I said this show with I said this show with Nick Cannon. You know, there's so many amazing things that you do. Right. We ain't going ratchet. We are going inspirational. So what I just got from you was stop watching TV and create it.
Yes. And read more. Yeah. I mean, and I heard you saying about I've recently just been on a path of discovery and enlightenment, and so I love that you brought up Buddhism because that's what I'm transitioning towards. I mean, I grew up a devout Christian, and I ain't never seen no Buddhists use the Bible for slavery or anything else. So I'm headed towards Buddhism.
That's dope.
I love that.
Buddhism is solid. I mean, it's all about enlightenment, and the thing about Buddhists that are so amazing is that they want for nothing. Like that's the ultimate idea of being enlightened, that everything comes from within. So I would love to be in that place because I don't even consider Buddhism a religion because all the other religions are rules, where Buddha is like more about a path and attempting to walk in that same light and find that enlightenment. So I rock with that.
So you're Buddhist?
Nah, I'm not. I don't subscribe to any one school of spirituality.
Okay, no, because Buddhism that's where you have to sit Indian style and do the Namya Renge Kyo.
And I mean, chants. I mean, you don't have to.
No, but this ain't Tina Turner, man.
There's an aspect of that, but I mean, like, because I practice yoga and stuff like that, so there are some of the same, qualities that kind of transfer. But it's the same thing with Hinduism as well, because obviously Hinduism, Buddha was inspired by Hindu teaching, so
he created his own situation.
Yeah.
Create me one.
Okay, I didn't even know that. I'm very new in my walk.
Unfortunately, so it all kind of roots from Eastern Asian philosophies, and Hinduism is one of the first ones.
I have ADD. I can't sit still and be Namya Renge and Kyo, and I'm staying with King Jesus. Me too,
but that's the thing. That's what actually helped with me because I got diagnosed with ADD in the 2nd grade, and like always being so. Something like yoga and meditating actually takes you to a whole nother place because what it is, you have all this extra energy. Imagine if you were able to channel all that energy into one thing, how powerful you are. Because that's the thing, we don't know how powerful our minds are, and our minds are portals to actually being able to bring things to fruition. So all that energy that you have, feeling like you got to hustle all the time, if you just took that and then focused in on one thing, it'd be so many things revealed to you.
So I knew. So when I'm right, I mean, our audience right now is saying Nick is going to force Jason to be intelligent today. So since you're here, I bother Danielle Crawley
Crawley, shouts out to Crawls in the building.
Right? No, I love your relationship because in this industry, I have been through a lot of friends, and it's really. It has been really, it's been a few times that I've seen people be able to be friends and build productive relationships and then have each other's best interests at heart before the business and last longer than a year.
Yeah, I mean, that relationship right there, that's my sister, that's my family. I love her because one, we've been through so much together, but when you understand people who are just sincere and genuine, I mean, obviously, you're never going to find the perfect friend or the perfect lover or any of that stuff, but when you know someone has a pure heart and wants the best for you unconditionally, you kind of got to rock with those people because you don't meet those people in this industry because it's such a self-serving industry that everyone's trying to figure out, how do I get to the next level? Right. But when you see somebody tap into your vision and you can rock with them, that's amazing. Friends, business, however, it's just all about tapping into a like-minded individual.
But she was saying, we had hung out Sunday, and she was saying how the relationship evolved naturally and organically over becoming friends to then casting for your companies and being involved with your brand.
You know what it was? If we would tell the story just briefly, I mean, Danielle started off as my assistant, and she was the worst fucking assistant in the world.
I can see that.
Too much Jameson on the weekends.
But it was just like, it was one of those things, but she had such an amazing heart. So, and what I do for a lot of people who work with me, I don't try to put them into a box. I be like, man, what do you want to do with your life? And she just had this knack for being around people and finding people. And she's made so many amazing connections and people that we don't even know about that she's turned into like stars and celebrities. So I was like, yo, you should focus in on, you should start your own casting company. And this was years ago. And then she actually did the work of like all of the classes and things that you need to do to actually be a real casting director. Because a lot of times out here, people will give you a business card like, I'm a casting director.
Especially with Instagram.
Cash your ass in this bedroom.
But exactly. But she actually, I mean, she cast for me for Nickelodeon, for my films, for, you know, Wildin' Out, all of that stuff.
She ain't put me in nothing.
Yeah, you got to get the meeting.
That's true.
You know, I got my
I
office.
know that, yo. She hang around a lot of bad chicks there, yo. That's one thing.
Absolutely. I told you she got the eye. She got the eye.
Listen,
she's talented at what she does.
I need to be in that next film, though, Danielle.
Let me tell you something. Whenever I don't get a return call from Floyd Mayweather, I hit Danielle and say, who are you casting this week? Let me see some photos. And I slide it. I get immediate. Because Danielle got the bitches.
She just do the girls, right?
Yes, she does.
She just do the girls.
I just turned that whole thing into it.
Oh,
she got the bitches.
No, the relationship is very inspiring. But I mean, you know, you've been known to be around a lot of beautiful women. Yeah. You know, you've been able to keep your public reputation very, very clean. And we're gonna let that continue today. But you know, you a man about town.
Nah, because you know what it is, and we'll just put it out there like this. Everybody knows me to just be solid and sincere. So I make some dumbass decisions. I do some things, but I never try to hide anything. I step up and just be like, yo, I'm me. Like, you know, half of the lyrics in all my songs be like, I ain't shit. And, you know, because I call it how it is. And even like when you see Wildin' Out, I allow people to say whatever they want to say about me because one, that shows security. That shows someone who is a man of great character because like you can joke and shoot shots all day long. I'm secure with mine. Mm-hmm. But then I'm not hiding from anything. Mm-hmm. I think I wake up every day feeling blessed to be alive and go to sleep confident that everybody knows I'm solid.
And do you think that's what makes you like overly relatable, not just to the audience, but people in the industry? Because you're also one of the few people that people don't talk shit about.
Yeah, because I don't want nothing from nobody. Like I said, I've been
you
blessed.
Don't need nothing from nobody.
I'm blessed enough to where I try not to ask anyone for favors, and I try to do as many favors as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Dang,
that's why you're so blessed. You have a good heart. I mean, you can feel it. You can feel it.
I ain't never seen nothing. I ain't never heard nothing bad about you. So that's true.
Well, let's keep the good times rolling because he likes to keep. He likes to be the bearer of good gifts. I have a list. So,
let's get it.
Can I get passes to the Teen Choice Awards?
You mean teen or kids? Because kids is the one coming up. But I got you. And I got the Teen Nick Halo Awards. So if you need that, I got you.
You run Nickelodeon. Can I get access to anything at Nickelodeon to cover some support?
Absolutely.
Okay, that's off the list.
easy.
So, Radio Shack. You come in and you're running Radio Shack's crew.
They went bankrupt. That's the only problem.
Yeah.
But that wasn't under my jurisdiction.
I was just about to say, you were a young millennial that came in that's a part of the culture, and they didn't give you the reins to run that shit the way you needed to. The way I want, because I was just, you know, I was the chief creative officer. I wasn't the true CEO. So there's a board that handles all of that stuff. And actually, I was coming in hoping to do some marketing to save it. And my product that I put in there was the #1 seller that they had in years. So what I did before they went bankrupt, I got my product out, and now we're in a bunch of other places. Alicia Keys couldn't even save BlackBerry though. At the end of the day, if you don't give people who are part of the culture the reins to be in the driver's seat, I mean, you kind of.
And I had an affinity for the brand because, you know, Radio Shack was the place where I got my first mixer and microphone.
Nintendo.
All that. So I wanted to see it go in that direction, but you know, business is business, and sometimes they gotta.
I'm from Gary, Indiana. That was the first place I used to go to for my shit.
You know what I'm saying? Like, get it right.
But I knew they was no making when I was coming up.
So I still have a list. Okay,
keep going.
Now, I am not an actor by any means, unless you ask my ex. But Wildin' Out. Okay, let me tell you about Wildin' Out.
You coming on the show?
I'm asking. I want to audition. I want to earn the opportunity.
Listen, you want to be on more than one episode? You just want to come on
I want to be the gay rapper.
Wait,
hey,
Jason.
there's already a couple of those on the show. That spot has been fulfilled.
There's a couple more than you know.
I didn't even know you rap, Jason.
Before you go on,
I will say this. Wait, hold on.
I'm going to set you up for it.
I hope so. I'm
now
going to
listen,
get a job out of this.
As long as I've been knowing Nick and Danielle, unbeknownst to them, I don't know if y'all know, I was writing for a lot of them cats. A lot.
Oh, we ain't even know.
But I never could get on.
Oh. Wow.
So this has turned into a casting call for sure.
But that's the beauty about Wildin' Out, because what we do, we bring everybody who we think has potential, and we put them all in a room together. Yeah, or followers. And we put them in a room, a workshop, and it's like we throw them to the wolves. And some of the people that you see online with all these followers and mad funny online, they get in front of these guys and they just get intimidating.
Yeah.
And then it's like, well, they didn't make the cut, so I don't ever have to be the bad guy because that
5
room
to
sets
10
it up for
times.
Them
them.
let they self.
I mean, you and Corey Holcomb, and just in general, is a lot to deal with, right?
Yeah.
But what I love about Wildin' Out, because I was able to go the one time you had Stevie J and Jocelyn, just the atmosphere. There's so much love and creativity,
It's just
and
fun,
it's
man.
fun. Like, I'm backstage. I didn't know if I wanted to be out there watching the show or backstage, because it was just a fun place.
And that's the thing. I don't do nothing unless I enjoy it. That's
man.
Like,
But y'all stopped doing the after. Remember when it was around? Y'all stopped doing the after parties.
That was, man. We used to have these after parties
After
after
every
the
show.
show. And like I would shut down the whole stage, and then people would come from the club because we could go for however and come to Wildin' Out. Shit was lit.
Sunset and Gower.
Man,
Yeah,
I went up there. They had a
That
barber
sound
shop. They had barbers, like real good barbers. I saw Don Benjamin getting a lineup. I'm like, bro, I need to just stop by once a week to get a cut.
Yeah.
Now I need to bring the show back to LA, but we in
that's what I
Brooklyn.
was gonna say. Maybe
we
it
in
don't stop
Brooklyn
because it's in
this
New York
season.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I'll probably bring it back.
I fly for free, so I'm definitely down for an
Come
audition.
through. I got you.
Throw me
What's
to
up?
the-
You out there?
Okay, so
That's easy.
Check that off, Jason.
Check it off all three of us.
one last thing.
What's
so
next?
Maxim Magazine.
Yes.
So you're one of the owners of Maxim Magazine.
I am part of the board. Yes.
Okay.
Damn.
So Floyd Mayweather had never been to a Maxim Magazine party. So we're in Houston for the Super Bowl, and Floyd's like, "Yeah, we're gonna go over here. This strip club." I said, "He said, where you going?" I said, "Well, I'm gonna go to the Maxim party."
Right.
He said, "What's over there?" I said, "All the beautiful models, Khaled's spinning."
Yeah.
So Floyd pulls up, and now every time Maxim has a party, he wants to be there.
Oh yeah. Now we make sure it's official.
You got to be somebody.
Shouts out to Karma. Shouts out to my whole team at Maxim, because the thing about the Maxim parties, you gonna get all the ratchetness. You gonna get every reality star, but you also gonna get all the supermodels.
I was gonna say there's supermodels, and there is money in the room,
and
because
it's all in one room, because it's just about, even like the Maxim 100 party that we did.
we were there.
Yeah. Like it's everybody.
Yeah.
So you gonna see the thoughts.
Looking like a sexy ass sorcerer.
Or you gonna see the ones that be like, ooh, that's such
know-
and such from such and such.
First of all, we lost two of our big rap icons because of the Source Awards. This is the impetus of a lot of mass.
I said
North,
sexy
east, and
ass
west.
Source
But no,
Awards.
the thing about the Maxim Hot 100, there may be the ratchets in there, but they're integrated in a way where you don't always see them.
Exactly.
They dress up in their best clothes to come and get that billionaire. Because I know Marvin at the Karma Group, and they've done a really good job of putting like really mega powerful money people into that.
Bread be in the building.
Oh no! This guy came up to me and said, "Hey, if you ever want to come to a Hyde, let me know." I said, "Oh, I know the guy at the door." He goes, "Well, I'm the owner of SB." Listen, let me get
Pull your phone out. Hello.
I may have even said Nick Cannon was the best friend of mine. I do what I got to do to keep it moving.
Use that. Whatever you need.
You got one more?
No, that's it. I didn't want a job with Maxim. I just,
Yeah, Max, we doing a lot of, and actually what we're doing now, we actually building the digital Maxim whole platform. So in the same way of like a complex media, I'm trying to build for female empowerment and only employing, women to have
That's
their own
my
little
lane,
shows
Nick.
And stuff like that.
We need to talk.
We trying to be, we
Yes,
need to
let's
talk.
do that.
You still got juice
I'm
on
all
that
about
Nickelodeon?
empowerment.
Yeah, I'm
I
still
know.
there. My
Wait, still
office is up there.
So for the people that are
an
listening, they're like,
executive.
why are they asking to go to Kids and Teens Choice Awards? What is your role at Nickelodeon?
A few things. I run the Teen Network, Teen Nick. So, and then I'm an executive. So there's a show that we're launching. I'm pretty sure everybody's heard of Lip Sync Battle. So we're
Yes.
doing the kid version Lip Sync Shorties that starts in October.
Nice.
Wow.
Then I got a couple other shows. I produced probably like 4 or 5 shows within the Nickelodeon family. So,
Wow.
Cha-ching,
and then
ching.
the Halo Awards is the next thing
I
that
love
we
the Halo
have
Awards.
that that's gonna be dope. It's about kids doing good in their community, making the world a better place. And then
Wow.
all the other award shows and stuff that you see.
Okay, so
Can I just touch you real quick, Nick?
Yeah,
Just
receive
please.
that.
I need
Silly
some of this
talk.
energy.
Silly.
well, this
Zap
ain't
it in.
this ain't
He's
Ayala.
doing a lot of stuff. No, listen.
he turning
he is
Ayala because everybody trying to get their life fixed today. So do you feel like you're one of the most underrated?
Bosses.
No, let me get the word right. Okay, underrated
Mogul.
cultural influencers that happens to be an executive. Do you think you're one of the most underrated?
You know what? I don't even really worry about the ratings because, I come from the school of like, people I look up to, Russell Simmons, Harry Belafonte. All of these dudes did so much for the culture. You see the things that they did, but when you look at their legacy over the course of a year, I'm not really worried about what people are tweeting about or what's popping in the next 2 or 3 years. I'm trying to build a legacy over a few decades. And so I think eventually people will say, dang, I didn't know he discovered that person. I didn't know he produced that, and ultimately that's when you're really making an impact on culture. But I don't really care if people know how hot I am currently or not.
No, because I mean, when you first got engaged to Mariah Carey and you were, I think, carrying her on the beach with her name tattooed on your back.
Yes, that was a lot.
That was love. No, that was some real shit. Because I'm gonna tell you right now,
I can't even get an initial.
I can't even get a symbol.
Right. I'll give you a quick reason behind a lot of that. At the time, it's crazy because we all tatted up now too. But back then, I was trying to keep my body as pure as possible. And she hadn't had a tattoo either. So we had that conversation we both got money. Rings don't really mean too much, you know? So what can we do to solidify our love that the world would see? Because we could have bought each other any size rings. So we're neither one of us have tattoos. And I was like, let's get a tattoo. Something, we'll get a little 4 on the finger like J and B or something like that. Then I started looking at all the motherfuckers
tattoo
who had
books.
Mariah tattoos. I had to top them. And she had people who had her face tatted on their face, and I'm so I gotta go hard.
But
so
did
I
you
put
get
the
it
big
covered?
SA tattoo on my back.
Oh, English.
Yeah.
Well, no, but that's the thing that for me, I look at it as that ain't even just, that's some overcommitment. That's I'm really showing
I'm
you.
in.
Yo,
And
you
then
was
I
blasted.
did that for I branded myself. So if I ever thought I was gonna thought out, I'd take my shirt off. I'd be like, damn.
Is it still there? Did you get it
do you
covered?
still have the
You got it
tattoo?
covered
It's,
up?
you know what? To me, I incorporated it. You can't really see it, but it's
Chapter in your
still
life.
there.
Yeah.
So it's my kids. It's a whole mural on my back now. So I never want to say I erased it,
Right.
because that's part of my journey. I still will forever love her. But
I still got my ex-fiance face on my body.
and ain't nothing wrong with
That's
that.
it.
Because that was part of your life and part of your journey, and
Chapter,
that's the
yeah.
purpose of us getting these tattoos.
I got a tattoo.
But I got a lot of other women tatted all over me too.
I got a tattoo artist if you need help. No,
I covered my K inside of a heart right on up. So
really?
kudos to you, Nick. But I covered it.
I'm probably gonna get some other people tattooed on me before it's all said and
But
done.
again, even with the creativity that you put into, being a part of the whole Real Husbands of Hollywood, and just what I love about you is that you do seem to support Black excellence. I think one of the
He
challenges
does.
for me as somebody that's new, even though I'm old as fuck, coming up in the game, is that there are a lot of dinosaurs that still control the dial-up networks, or that tell you they support it, and they'll put some money in some shit some white people are doing because they want to get to the billionaires, but they ain't really supporting the new blood. Why is it important for you to be a part of helping new people that people don't know get a platform?
Nah, first of all, just another law of the universe. I mean, you're blessed so you can be a blessing, and that's how that cycle works. So you always, too much is given, much is required. But outside of that, that's how you stay popping. That's how you say, if I was only focused on the people who are already hot, that's I don't hang out with celebrities. I'm trying to hang out with the kids who want to be celebrities, because they're the one, that's that energy that moves the needle. They gonna tell me what's
Very
the next
true.
thing. Everybody who made it, they comfortable, they relaxing, they spending their money, and they, as you see, whoever, once they get to the top of that list and they popping, and everybody trying to get to them, the next year they not as hot. So it's I want that kid on the rise so I could be a part of that movement. So like you said before, they were like, man, I didn't know he was so influential, but really I'm just paying attention to who's next.
Well, and I also think that that's a level of humility. You still remain humble, because a lot of people who reach a certain level, they lose their humility, and they forget how they got there.
And I think I've been doing this for so long, and I kind of seen the people come and go, and trust me, I had the big head early on. I mean, but I was 19, 20 and all that stuff.
Snick at night days.
Yeah, I was probably the only kid in Hollywood with 3 or 4 Range Rovers and all that stuff. But it was silly at that time.
Right.
But I learned from it, and it's it's not about pushing my valuables into people's faces. I mean, because I'm arrogant. I have an ego and all of that stuff, but I know when to turn it on and when to turn it off.
But is that what do you think pushed you to be in the driver's chair as a creator versus just being on a bunch of other people's shit?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm a businessman, so I know how to structure things in a way to where I'm a benefit in the long run. And it's not like the upfront money is never good money.
Yeah.
You want to be able to have equity in a situation. So that's kind of how I approach everything, whether I'm a creator, whether I'm a producer. I just want to make sure that I can be around for the longevity of the situation.
Okay, so back to your ex-wife, Mariah Carey. So I've met her a few times.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done an interview where it doesn't come up. So I'm not ask any questions you want. This is part of it.
But let me say this: like, I'm not asking in the sense of she's the main, because what I'm inspired by is the fact that I think you're doing what a lot of us are creative people are doing. I think a lot of people that have ADD are people that just want to create, and fucking create.
Yeah.
I think what I wanted to get out of this interview, besides of course the video that you just dropped that has everybody talking,
amazing, bro.
Is just like how you stay on the path, not only just of being positive, because there are times I get frustrated, and as positive as I am, because I always tell people I'm literally Oprah and Wendy Williams with a dick.
Hey, you put that on a business card.
No, I got T-shirts, and so I get frustrated sometimes, and I just lash out because I get frustrated.
Right.
But
we get emotional sometimes.
But like even when you and your ex-wife separated, you never shit on her.
Nah, what would that do for me?
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't gain anything. One, I love her. I will never stop loving her. Now, we may not be in a relationship, but one thing we will always be is family, because we have children together, and that's those children, all my children, but specifically my first children were like, yo, I've never experienced that type of love. So I would never have a bad thing to say about someone who helped make that experience.
So if you found out your kids were getting dance lessons by Brian Tanaka.
They probably are.
Right.
I mean, if you had that's probably happening.
Because I saw Mariah at Floyd's birthday party, and I was sitting down in the front row. But I have this thing that Viola Davis had talked about in the awards, where you have that imposter syndrome, where you feel like I don't belong up there. Because Floyd was like, "Come on stage." I'm like, "I don't." It's Bobby Brown. Syndrome. It's fucking. I don't belong up there. So I went up there. And I went to get a picture of Mariah, because there ain't no way in hell I'm gonna be in the same room with Mariah Carey.
And not get that picture.
Hell
because she got a big gay following. That's how I get most of my dates.
Hey,
so I'm creative. So I go over there and I see Brian trying to pull her away, and I'm like, listen, unless you got a bag to carry, you need to back up, because I'm gonna get this photo, bro.
Did you say that?
And he know how I am, so he just backed on out the way, and we got the picture. But the fact that you never shitted on her, I'm just like,
no, he's a good guy.
Yeah,
great guy.
But you see these guys out here doing that.
Yeah, that's silly though. But that's the thing. Like, I talk to her every single day. You know what I mean? Like, and it's no love lost. Like, I'm happy that she's happy, and that's all that really matters.
Did you talk to her on New Year's and say, you should have finished that song?
You know, if you want my opinion on that, I think they set her up for failure.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, but I think she diva'd it out. She was a boss with that. And she said, I'm going to just walk this stage and pose, because goddamn it, I'm Mariah.
And can't nobody say nothing. Seriously, because I mean, I can't say anything. I mean, I've never accomplished what she's accomplished.
You know
I just start putting my awards on a stage and tell them, do
that's
this.
funny.
And then come for me.
Can't nobody stand like Mariah.
Yeah.
But exactly. But this is the thing. The woman's legs are insured for $1 billion.
Right.
So if you get to see them walk, the price
so
is
that explains
paid.
Like the recent hip hop honors, which I love, was actually amazingly done. That's the reason why now she just
She's
stand.
Like, if I twist the ankle, that's gonna be a couple $100 million somebody got to pay for.
Everybody attacks Mariah for not doing the fucking Running Man. Whitney Houston did never do the dolphin or
Celine
do
Dion,
some
she ain't got to. It's Mariah Carey.
Right.
She ain't got to.
But this is the thing.
But I think this shit is still hilarious.
It's hilarious. I make fun of her about it. But this is what's brilliant. She's in on the joke. Y'all think y'all calling her out on something. She's like the people walking her around. Like that's her.
Yeah.
The flowers, the feathers, the bubbles.
I love it.
Like that's her.
She's an Aries. I love it.
So speaking of $1 billion legs, does James Packer owe some money? I mean, would you have gotten a cut of the $50 million?
I wanted her to be with the billionaire. That was I like yachts and helicopters and all that type of stuff.
So I'm at the Four Seasons. I see Danielle. She's luxuriating over waffles.
Luxuriating.
And I see this girl with her, and I go, "You look so familiar." She said, "You do too." I said, "Oh shit, I write about you, Brittney."
Spears?
No,
it's a lot. It's a lot of Brittnys.
It's a lot of Brittnys.
It's a lot of Brittnys and Jessicas, and there's a lot of. I wish mothers were a little bit more creative in the '80s and the '90s. They done named their babies Brittney, Jessica. My phone is confused. That's all I'm saying.
So I didn't. So it was kind of awkward because Danielle always want to I always want to behave myself because I'm trying to sell shows. She has a pathway to MTV, so and everywhere else. So I said to myself, "Oh, I write about it." It just came out, and she goes, "Well, really?" I go, "Oh no, but in a good way, like not in a bad way. I never write bad about her."
That's funny.
Was that relationship, like, was that something that you were manifesting? Was it a
you know what's
situation?
weird? Everyone always calls Brittney my ex. She was never my ex, and never will be. You know what I mean? Again, that's someone who is in my life and will forever be in my life, and is the mother of my child. So. And what's so phenomenal and amazing about her and her spirit, we started off as friends. And when I say that, because everybody in Hollywood is friends, but she was someone who was so spiritually inclined that she wasn't sexually active. She was like someone who was literally there for me in tough times, whether it was dealing with the public, business, or like she was someone I could go to and be like, yo, and she would like send me Bible scriptures every day, even though like she's the one of those ones like, I'm gonna get you this Jesus. You know what I mean? Like I'm like, I hear all that, but it's like, but having that type of spirit created a certain type of relationship and connection to where
naturally,
I was
as
like, if I were to have a child again, I would love someone like that to be the mother of my child. And then,
wow, that's amazing.
When you start speaking things into existence, you see what happens.
Next thing you know, you got that beautiful seed, right? And another thing, people. I mean, I work with Brittney a few times because she's funny. She does a lot of characters.
Yeah,
actually, she's a part of the OG Bobby Love thing, man.
Yeah.
She's a dope individual.
And then I think her potential, like, even as a writer and a producer, she has so many compelling stories. I mean, doing everything from being Miss Guam to a lot of the stuff that she does. You're gonna see a lot from her. So
yeah, she's dope.
She ain't just my baby mama.
So
good. I mean, and she is your kid's mother. So I mean, I like the fact that you support her and you're uplifting her and you're pushing her into the forefront and getting her out there.
I have had the opportunity.
That's amazing.
I have had the opportunity to be involved and get to know some of the most amazing women on this planet. And I don't know if I'm drawn, how it works. I thank God for this opportunity, but I love women.
You know,
the word
like on another level.
The word in the street is that you have a big penis, and that's why you're
maybe that's what's drawing them in. But
I'm just, look, I'm not on no gay shit today, so don't
today.
take me up.
Not today.
Well, that always helps.
We still have a segment when you leave, but I'm saying that's the word out there in the streets, and you've been known to have a lot of beautiful women. I
don't know what it is, but I think because I want to connect with a woman in a different way beyond sexual, because anybody can have sex. I mean, like,
to him, man.
but it's like, I like to
time.
get to know women on a different level, and I think maybe because every other dude is not trying to do that, but I don't instantly like, ooh, I'm trying to fuck.
Yeah, that
that's
conehead sex.
Like, that does, like, first of all, I don't like disappointment. So that's my goal, and you ain't trying to give me the box, then we like, so that's never my goal. I want to understand this woman. I want to get to know her. So like on the same way that, like, I don't know if y'all ever met Prince or like.
I did a few times.
I love women like Prince love women. I love women like Tupac love women. Like,
but I think it was more mental. It was more mental, like. And
I be trying to get to exactly.
But Nick, how do you get to that mental point? Because it's like sometimes you come across with but sometimes guys, it's always somebody coming up to you, it's passing. Like, how do you get to that point?
First of all,
because you're so busy. I mean, you don't even watch TV, so how do you even have the time to do that?
Few things. I only like who like me. So I don't chase chicks whatsoever, because and we're in a world where you come across so many people. So because I don't have a lot of time, I don't have time for the chase. But I rely on connections. So if wherever we meet, if it actually really occurs and there's something there, obviously we probably gonna see each other 2 or 3 times, and if it feels like it's something, it just sparks, and then from there you build from that. And then because it's not about sex. You know, I had probably more one night stands than most. So I'm over that whole thing. That's dangerous out here now. You got all kind of
diseases.
Fuck around, wake up dead.
I know, me and
gonorrhea, herpes.
I'm super. They said 1 in 4 people have genital herpes.
Listen.
Hell no.
So it's 4 of us right
don't
here.
even try.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. That's what I'm going off of statistics.
Listen, maybe if Usher was in the building.
And HPV is even worse, because they said if you have sex, you have contracted that at some point in your sexual career.
Hell no.
So
and
there's 153 different.
You said your sexual career.
There's 153 different strands of HPV.
Well, my body's made out of steel, so I don't have these problems.
So with all those statistics, sex ain't even really the first thing I'm thinking of. I'm like, yo, how can I build with this person?
Yeah.
And I'm again blessed to be in a position where I can help people in their career, I can help people in their spiritual walk. So whatever it is, I'm just trying to connect.
So do the new
Floyd do the same thing?
No, that's a whole.
He got 7 girlfriends. I think y'all doing something
you can't
totally
fuck them
different.
all. Like he's like,
but I'm sure
he's a good, generous dude.
Well, he's very generous, but he can afford that lifestyle because he has a lot to take care of. But he said he has a 7-piece in the stable. That was his quote. A 7-piece in the stable.
So and he really has that, right?
But I think what Floyd has said is that he mentally fucks him first.
Yeah, I like that mental fucking girl.
It's a very different description than what we've heard today. But the concept of a deeper connection at one level before sex, because I remember the first time I introduced Floyd to one of my homegirls. I said, "Oh, this is so and so. She's blah blah blah." And he said, "I'm Floyd Mayweather. All I do is want 1% of your trust. I'll earn the other 99%." I said, "Shut the fuck up."
That boy over there dropping jewels.
Dang. And then he got so much money he don't need
He don't give a
that.
shit.
He only has that.
Oh, baby, you homeless? Buy her house.
That's just simple.
But don't break up with him because he taking all that shit back.
That's what why does he take the stuff back? And then is there like a lost and found at the
The
crib?
views expressed by my
Because
co-host.
I'm hiding on everything. He's not getting anything
Like,
back
how
from me
does-
if
okay,
I ever do.
Let me say this, because listen, Floyd's work. I always tell people, as much as I'm the leader of the Hollywood Unlocked world, when I step into that world, just like if I step into your, I am submissive to that culture. That is that culture, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And we don't always see things eye to eye. But I would say, for me, if I was able to like bring people into a different world,
Right, because he changes lives.
no, that's a life changer.
Right. Yeah.
But I think the problem is when people see like even like a you, and even though you're very much more humble than he is publicly, and I think that just when people get into this world, it's a different thing. You had award shows, you had a network, you on the yacht, you in the roles, but you pulled up in your Datsun. So you have to like, do I want to go home in that?
He's not talking about me.
Oh,
He's talking
my
about
bad.
the girl
Not
that
literally.
Floyd's life changed.
You sold it so good.
But I have had a Datsun.
You definitely asked
You
for
ain't
an
never had no
audition.
dots in it.
The point is that when you get a taste of that life, you don't want to go back.
Right.
So for me, if my deal is I got to bring you into a different world, and your deal is to be loyal to me, and then something happens,
So it's punishment is what it is.
somebody got to go to jail.
Yeah, I get
You
it.
got-
So if you ain't act right, I'm taking that whole
it's called putting
lifestyle
them on
back.
ice. You got to sit on ice.
No. If you see the credits and you see I'm the director,
Right.
I'm producing it.
Yeah.
I brought you in.
I'm
You've
the
been
PA.
casted.
Right.
Shout out to Danielle
Danielle.
Crawley. And now you're in the film. Don't rewrite the script.
Nah, that's real.
Don't
No.
change the actors.
Because I could imagine that those girls would get comfortable and their mindset starts to change.
Because
a little bit.
They think that they can change him. You cannot.
They see the Birkins.
Yeah.
They see the Rollies and the padded Philippe's and the trips and the yachts and the hanging out at Mariah's house.
Yeah.
And then they get complacent with the fact that that's all his shit.
Right.
So now,
But then what about when they be like, fuck you and that shit, all I wanted was your time. You can take all that shit back. I don't care about these material
Here's the
things.
keys to
He
your
says
Datsun.
goodbye. You gotta
Just
go.
take your
I'm
ass back
rocking
home.
with it. I salute it.
You know what? That's why it's crazy,
That's
man.
why I couldn't do it. Because you're not gonna have me in this life
Hey,
and then just take it
when
away
the-
from me
So
one
you
day.
just so you see heaven and you don't want to walk in because
Listen,
you might
I
get
will
kicked
I
out.
will get to heaven on my own. I will get to heaven on my own merit.
But what if he can help you?
No, not if he gets an attitude and then takes it right back from me. No.
But that's every boss. Every boss can fire you.
I'm a boss in my
I
own
hear-
right, so
I-
I'm a boss
wait,
my way up
I
into
hear-
heaven on my own.
I hear
That's what I'm doing.
I hear what you're saying, and
Go
you know
bust your
what?
way
You
to
just
heaven.
want a big heart.
You know what?
No, I don't need it like that. I'm not. I
Okay,
just
I'm
don't.
not-
Let me
just
tell you
keep on
something. I was blessed. I was blessed to be with somebody that don't give a fuck about all that.
Right.
She
was okay.
cares.
Because
So
she was
that's a
okay
good
with Mastros
question.
and she was okay with the taco truck.
So
What?
when you find
We
a
all
woman
are.
who, because there's a few,
In this city?
few
Put
the-
women very
Yeah.
few women that don't care about material
Can I
things.
speak?
Oh,
'Cause
my girl was one of them.
I'm the only
Really?
woman on
For
the
sure.
panel. Can I speak?
Okay, please.
That's bullshit. Excuse my language, okay? Because we
You gonna say
all
something
want
else?
luxury. We all want that. Now she might be telling you
No,
that.
I have met.
But we all want. She's
I have
saying
met some
that. No,
Buddhists. I
She's
have met
saying
some
that. She's saying
some
that.
yoga guru types that just be like they just want that enlightenment, and they have
Listen,
had the
I do downward
opportunity.
dog every day, Nick, and let
You
me tell
still
you,
want them
okay,
nice
I still want
Louboutins?
the nice. I
See?
still want nice stuff.
I think that's just
Wow.
I still want
Women-
a nice lifestyle.
I think
Tori is
that's-
speaking
do.
for y'all right
I
now.
do.
I think that's just each.
I think
woman is her
Everybody,
own.
nobody wants to live
First
in
of all,
the
we
gutter.
can't generalize everyone, so I feel like
Yeah.
I have met very few.
That's Nick Cannon.
Very few
That's
girls
the
that
game
are
they're running
not
on you.
no that really like actually despise material things, won't let you buy them anything, actually get upset when material things come into play because they feel like that's spoiling their spirit. I've met a few of those.
Yeah, my
But
girl don't
God
give a
says
fuck.
we're supposed
She'll
to
take
have
it though
all
if I
the
bring it.
riches. We're supposed to live in
What God
abundance.
said that?
We're walking into the gates of heaven.
No,
so there's
hold
no
on.
God ain't
spiritual
said nothing about having a
little
Birkin bag.
tribute.
But God did not say it needed to come from Nick Cannon's credit card.
I didn't say Birkin bag, but I'm just saying
See,
if that's what we all
I
are
like to
supposed
provide
live
nice
for
things
abundance.
as well.
Yeah,
I do.
yeah.
I like nice stuff,
What
but I
I'm
also know
yeah.
that's an ego thing, and that actually is not really. if you're trying to make a true connection, material things get in the way.
Because when the good Lord giveth, aka Mayweather, and the good Lord taketh away, don't call me, because I had to tell one of his girls the other night, baby, my loyalty is to my friend, and I understand you like me, and I know you watch my show, and I love you too, but baby, that's a problem that you inherited, and I'm out.
I'm just saying,
that's why I'm gonna get to there on my own.
Something different.
Yeah,
that's my whole thing.
Because this is the thing, and you're saying something completely different than a lot of the men that come on our show and a lot of the men that I know. If you think that you can manipulate and create energy by buying things or taking people places, all that shit, at some point you either become numb to it, so it's just like it goes away, or it wears itself out.
You see that it truly means nothing. Yeah. There's
well,
no
that's
happiness
very
in
true. Very
either.
true. But nobody wants to be homeless either. Now, I will say that much. Okay, you
story.
do want somebody who has something going for themselves. Not saying you just have to be super materialistic, because I'm not materialistic. I don't even own a Chanel bag.
Right.
I'm not materialistic at all. Never owned a Chanel bag.
She said a Chanel bag.
No, I'm just saying, and because we know that's what most women aspire. They want a Chanel bag.
No Gucci.
I don't even own one. But so I'm saying I'm not that person, but I will say I do like nice things. I do like to go out and have a nice time. And I think that that's what most women would like.
Currency is all about comfortability at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And it's
Nick,
say it again, I didn't hear you.
You know, the thing is, we create so many social clips that like there's gonna be the there's a range of topics today that are gonna be in our social clips, but he's giving some really good game.
Yeah, but that's the thing. At the end of the day, money can make us as comfortable as we want to be, and it actually magnifies who you actually are. So the things that are important to you once you have money will be magnified in your life.
That's crazy, because I just had $500 the other day, and I bought that shit out so fast at the bar.
What you buy? What you get?
I was at the bar because I'm going through a breakup right now, so I was at the bar buying everybody drinks.
See, that's what you was trying to make
And
others
you know
happy
what?
to feed into your own happiness.
And here's the deal: if all those people you were buying drinks were other women,
No.
Let me say this.
They were my guys,
Let me
my
say this.
homies,
No, let me say
my
that. Well,
bros.
that's what I say too. But if all those women that get the drinks, they're gonna expect you to
I don't
continue.
do that all the
Listen,
time.
I don't spend money on women.
Okay.
Even like my girl and my daughter. My girl would never put me in a position where it's like, oh, babe, I want this. But I pay attention when she said, oh, babe, the new Apple TV coming out. Ding! I got a little extra money. Boom.
See?
Apple TV.
And that
That's
actually
what it
means
is.
a lot. That's the only thing about
Yeah,
when
you're paying
people
attention.
expect you or consider they count in your pockets. They think that they're supposed to be able to get these things. So
Right.
they actually don't even mean anything. Like, at what point, whether it's myself, Floyd, or whatever, if we're just sending flowers, buying jewelry, does it mean the same much for someone who actually
Can't really do it.
sacrifices
Yeah.
to buy you that Rolex? That, you know, when that $40,000 came in, they was like, ooh, that's that. But somebody who could just be like, oh yeah, give me 4 of those.
So-
Like, that don't really matter.
So Floyd was just sitting here. Floyd was sitting here.
doesn't.
Floyd was just sitting here 2 weeks ago, and you know we talk about all the craziness and the fun and this and that,
Yeah.
and he said, ask me anything you want. But I had already set up in mind. I'm gonna ask him some real tough shit, you know,
Right.
because my friend ain't gonna
I
forget.
saw
anyway.
you had him flustered. You had him against the ropes a couple of times.
I said,
he
so-
went to his rhetoric and he was like, "Yeah, I'm a billionaire. I make money. This is how I do it." He just went to
50
the
you know. 50 you know.
he just went to the script.
But let me tell you, this is why he's so brilliant. He got them safe places.
Yeah.
But I said to him, you know, who loves you?
Ooh,
And he goes, what? And I go, and I can see in his face. I said, who loves you? And he said, well, I love me. I said, no. You love you. Your money loves you. Your kids love you. But which of your women love you? And he said, I don't give a fuck if nobody love me. And I could tell there's something there. There's a deeper thing, right?
Yeah.
And then I didn't get too psychological because we still need the checks to come through. But it, you know, it's that takes me kind of to like my next point of like,
Right.
if
Yeah.
you know the girl that you're with or the person that you're with and you're standing for love, like it has to be based on real love, not on other shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You went to St. Louis, popped up out of nowhere, and we saw you joining this march, and we were posting on Hollywood Unlocked and following that because, you know, in this industry, not just sports, because there were rumors that, or maybe it's not rumors, that the reason why you left America's Got Talent is because you did that stand-up special and you talked about
There was definitely truth
topics
to
that
that.
made people uncomfortable.
yeah.
What
NBC don't like the word nigga.
I mean, shout out to Bill Cosby.
Right? Right?
Wasn't he gonna buy the network and then they
You
destroyed
see
him?
the coalition?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, let me tell you how slavery shows up now. It ain't putting shackles on your feet. it's stopping you from buying networks and multiplying
And
your
Or just killing you.
No,
just cops killing you.
Shout out to Michael Jackson. There's credit. There's racism and credit, right?
There's a property mentality. Even the liberals don't want to see you as an equal man. They look at you, they can feel sorry for you. They can feel like they're giving you an opportunity. But when you tell them I'm the same as you, that's when the system has a problem.
And what's so crazy is all of them are raping our culture to make their shit hot.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So when you jumped out there in St. Louis, did you go out there with did you think far ahead to say, I'm going to make this? Was the song already made?
No, it's interestingly enough, I do Spoken Sundays like every Sunday. So
Where
I didn't, but more like just the little videos and they go viral on my Facebook and all of that stuff. So I had been, I'm really close with Colin Kaepernick. So I had been watching that and I had been writing because he says this, and even a lot of people have got distracted by why he really chose to kneel. Everybody thinks about freedom of speech or Trump. Like, he was kneeling before Donald Trump. It was all truly about the social and criminal injustices that are going on in our community. These black people who are killed constantly with no convictions from the murderers who just so happen to be police officers. Like, this is why he's truly kneeling, because people look at us as less than and feeble-minded. It's documented to this day that they don't give a fuck about us. So therefore, he took that kneel so everybody could understand what's really going on. But then let the system, let Trump, all of them come and try to dance on top of it. And now people they think it's cool to kneel.
But the greatest part of the greatest part of what's happening, not just because we wrote about the video that you did. Right. I've been so busy I didn't watch it, but I watched it in preparation of the show today, and I ain't gonna lie, I played it back. I had to watch it a couple of times because it's really heavy and a lot to absorb.
It's a lot.
Then when Dick Gregory popped up, I'm like, oh, you fucking with people's emotions now.
You were spitting bars, bro.
Yeah, and it's real though, because I think people need to be reminded that this is a systematic issue, a systematic and a systemic issue. It's something that constantly goes on, and there's a system, there's a structure of secrecy that this country was built on that they don't want to talk about. The fact that they think
you said the Mount Rushmore was made by the KKK?
It was.
I didn't know that.
It was financed by the KKK, and the guy who built it was an ex-Grand Wizard of the KKK.
But why? And so when people talk about putting Barack up there, that nigga ain't getting up there.
Not on that one. So we could give him his own though.
Right.
So
Him
what do you?
Michelle.
So when you went to St. Louis, you went there? Did you go there?
Actually, no. I was already scheduled to be in St. Louis the same weekend where Ed Sheeran and U2 and whoever else was canceling their shows. We made sure we didn't cancel our show. We went there, we did Wildin' Out Live, and I was like, not only am I gonna do Wildin' Out Live, but I wanna be with my people. So before the show, I'm gonna go out here in March protests, and then to attempt to keep the violence down, because they have every reason to feel violent. I said, yo, let's go take this energy to this show. And so we took a lot of the people from the protest with us to the Wildin' Out show.
Did you already have the song made, or did you make it after that experience?
Well, it's more like
I had part of it, that poem, part of it was written and then I continued to put it together, because even directly from there I went back to Washington D.C. where I also reside, and I kind of led even more.
He just let everybody know he got money. We got it.
But I go to Howard University, so I got to go there every week. So that's where I really ended up putting it all together. Yeah.
So
every week?
Every week. I got class. I was there, was it day before yesterday?
Damn.
I'm usually there every Thursday. I'm missing school right now to be here.
To be here. So Nick, let me ask you this, because I mean, you're a very wise man, and I mean, I'm learning so much. Seriously, I'm learning so much. How do you think that we can get the younger generation with the same mindset as you? Because I know, of course.
Yeah. It's all about reconditioning the mindsets. And that's the thing. People see like, yo, how can you do something like Stand Up For What but still be doing Wildin' Out, or make songs about bitches but then still try to be like, we all have those same conflicted ideas.
There's layers.
And what you have to do, no one is perfect. You have to be able to speak the same language that these young kids are speaking, because if you start talking down to them, no offense to like a Jay-Z or something like that, but kids at this point, the Kodak Black generation can't really relate with the Jay-Z generation. Yeah. And so you have to, I feel like I've been blessed enough to kind of be in between and can say, all right, I'm not gonna be like, I got so much money, y'all need to listen to me. Like, nah, I need to listen to y'all. And then therefore we can have dialogue and we have a conversation about what's going on. So if we slowly recondition the mindsets of like, yeah, I hear you calling yourself a savage, but you're truly a king. You know what I mean? So how can we bring the savages and the kings together to create our own empire.
But can I tell you, there was a moment where I was very submissive to not wanting to overly show how smart I was or progressive or involved in social topics or community issues, but because I felt like when you do raise up, whether you're mixed, black, dark, light, whatever, whenever you're a person of color and you do step out and say, you know what, I may not have the degrees, I may not have all of that.
Right.
But I've been shot and I watched my brother die, and I know the pain that Javaris Fulton felt when Trayvon got killed. So I want to be a part. So I led that campaign with the family, and I learned the politics of some of our people that say, you know what, that ain't the narrative that moves the National Action Network, so we're not going to support that.
Man,
do you think that there's a way of improving how we collaborate on dealing with social topics?
I think it's sincerity and going again, authenticity, man. Like, because ultimately we all care about our people. I want to believe that as a culture, we all truly care about somebody within our culture. Yeah. And when we can tap in, there's a lot of people like, well, that wasn't my brother, or I don't think we should do it this way. But ultimately, no one likes to see a life lost. Mm-hmm. And everybody's gonna have, once ego gets involved because this organization or these initials are a part of it and all of that stuff, then it becomes a priority. But if we can just focus on the sincerity of, I just want to help. And I think that goes back to the younger generation. When you think about the millennials and the post-millennials, they just want to help. They want to make the world a better place. So if we could just tap into that. And again, but people can't help if they ain't helped. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know what I mean? If they ain't got no money, I feel bad, but we fucked up over here too. Mm-hmm. And that's the same way, like even with the Houston shit and all of that. Like I didn't think it was wise for us to go out and just talk about, the Kardashians gave $500,000. I don't care how much money.
It became an auction for attention.
Ego. Yeah. It was all about ego. How much money can you
started by your ex-husband.
Hey, wait a minute. That ain't got nothing to do with me.
But that's the thing. Even because Kev and I talked about that as well. It was like, I believe it comes from a sincere place of wanting to help, but there's certain organizations that even if you donate that money, where does that money go to?
American Red Cross, shout out to you. So there was a
I went down there.
Well, they said do not donate to the Red Cross.
No,
that's what he was saying. It wasn't a shot out, that was a shot at.
Okay.
I said that, thank you. I said this the other day. I said I did an interview with Kathy Ireland when I was in the midst of the Trayvon Martin campaign because I was getting attacked because I did an event in Stockton where I'm from.
Right.
And I brought all these reality stars to help lead. I didn't call the Floyds and the Latifahs and all that. I called New York. I call Eva Marcel. I call Don Benjamin because these are the people that are plugged into pop culture that these kids that they're watching. Yeah. I got attacked every day because they were saying, "No, you're bringing these bad influences." I said, "But they can reach.
You can't never please people,
reach these kids more than you can."
Absolutely. And I don't believe anyone is a bad influence. I believe Kodak Black has something to say. I believe 21 Savage has something to say. These are people, young kids that are on the front line currently. I believe Tentacion, however you say it.
I don't know how to say it.
He has something to say. But we look like old heads, like, what y'all doing? Like,
judgmental. It's very judgmental because at the end of the day, we were 21 one time and we weren't doing it. Yeah, and thinking very differently.
No. When I was 21, well, actually when I was 20, I got fired from my job working at a high school that I graduated from. I got fired because I walked into a room and saw on the board that the union had created an agreement on behalf of us that fired most of us. And I said, that just ain't right.
Right.
So I kept going to meetings saying, can somebody explain to me why my friends are losing their jobs because of a conversation y'all had in the back door? And so that led me to
unionized shit.
That led me to organizing. Mm-hmm. I ended up losing my job, but I saved most of my coworkers. You know what I did? I eventually got a job as a union leader, became a director, and became so active in community topics. But the reason why I say that is because as I sit and watch everybody kneeling in the NFL,
right,
I'm like, y'all kneeling is bringing awareness. Now we have an action. When are the players going to band together and go in a room with their owner and say, give Colin a job?
Yeah, and I sit and build with Colin all the time, and that's kind of where he's sitting back, and it's almost like it's funny to him because even when you think about the NFL saying, "Oh, we support our players," but y'all didn't support him when he kneeled. And he was like, "It's amazing." You'll sit with him, and like 85-year-old white ladies come, "We support everything you do." He's like, "Yo, 6 months ago, them ladies was ready to spit on me," or you know what I mean? Like it's just how quick the narrative can change when it becomes sensationalized. And it's the bandwagon mentality. But ultimately, there's no black owners in the NFL.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why is that? That's what we should, if you want to protest something.
Because that's where the power is.
It's a good old boy system.
an elitist mentality that this entire nation was built on. You have to be better than someone to be on top. And that's why Donald Trump is the president. It's like, it's a popularity contest.
Yeah.
And because he is the epitome of what white supremacy, or just supremacy in general. The man got his name on every building he buys. Like, if that's not ego, but when you see a middle-aged, middle American white man, that's what they aspire to be. That's success to them. It has nothing to do with spirituality. It has nothing to do with helping others. It's all about yourself.
So do you think success at your level, or at the level of buying teams and all that, can also coexist with being socially woke?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, it's what you do with your money. It's like, your money only magnifies who you are. And that's what even people like, I think Jay-Z and Beyonce are doing a fantastic job at being super rich, super influential, but still staying true to who they are. I mean, and even like, they don't even brag as much as they should, but they have changed so many lives. They have created so many other millionaires, and have created so many infrastructures where people can grow, from kids, from their nonprofits and all of that, to just people that they can put on and turn. Like, we wouldn't know who the J. Coles were. We wouldn't know the Vic Mensahs and all that if it wasn't for Jay-Z's influence. But people want them, they should be doing so much more. But I mean, this man created a whole festival in Philly, you know, made in America, like so many things. Even the way he does Rock Nation, his sports agency, he's helping those dudes who usually would go broke, infrastructure to keep their money once they get it. So it's a lot of stuff that people aren't really paying attention to, that the people who are in power and who do have money are truly woke, but they not out there. Like, I always say, man, fuck being woke. Like, don't be woke, nigga, work. How about that? Get your ass up now that you woke, and go do some work. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, just being awake is enough. No, nigga, do something.
But you can get so caught up in like society, and just kind of how the new norms become some other shit. Like, I remember after just kind of creating a lot of content. When you create a lot of content, and all of you take a lot of pictures, you know, did I wear this? I got to wear something different. So you start getting invested in making sure you have the hottest shit, the newest shit.
Yeah.
The other day I had on an LRG shirt. This is LRG. And they said, you wear an LRG? Because it became uncool to support black brands.
Yeah.
To wear it. Because they ain't wearing LRG out here like this.
You know what's crazy with this?
I still got some PNB.
But
good looking.
But what I'm saying is, there are kids. I know when I was growing up and the whole starter jacket movement was happening, people were getting shot over having a starter.
I got shot at for my Lakers jacket.
You see what I'm saying? That. So because it became so popular and pricey that kids like me couldn't afford it growing up.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford this $40 shirt, whatever it is. But more importantly, where I'm seeding my money, where I'm choosing now to become a little bit more involved in how I'm using my money. There's a lot of power in how we use our money.
Absolutely. And I believe when it comes to whether it's style, fashion, or whatever we choose, you know what I mean? I think a lot of people always counting other people's pockets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think you should do that, because you don't know what that person's doing with their money or their time. To me, time is way more important than the money.
Yeah.
So whatever brand you choose to support or not to support, that's your own business. That's ultimately, every action you are is just a reflection of how you truly feel. So I want everybody to win. You know what I mean? Because I'm winning. So I ain't in competition with nobody. So I want to support. I want to build. But if there is a message behind what you do, if there's some substance behind what you do, I can stand next to you with that as well.
But your mentality, I mean, has it always been this way? I mean, because on the rise, because I think, you know, once you reach a certain level, most people do want everybody to win. But when you were on the rise, you know, how do we, because that's the people who, you know, also has to feel that way too. Because, you know, when you on the rise and you trying to make it, sometimes you feel like you are in competition with everybody else.
We all get insecure.
Especially in Hollywood.
Yeah, we all get insecure.
Yeah.
So I can't ever act like, I've never felt jealousy or any of those things. It's what you do with it. It's to understand that this system wasn't built for me. Like, I shouldn't hate what this man has.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It goes even back to, and I was speaking the other day to some young people about this. We got, somewhere it happened like in the 80s during Reaganomics, there was this thing of like, yo, I gotta make it out the hood.
Yeah.
Like, that was that make it out the hood mentality. It's like, nah, you don't make it out the hood, you make the hood. Like, before the 80s, we would build up our communities. Harlem was the place to be. There was a renaissance going on. Detroit was Motown. There's a place we embraced the hood because that's where the shit was that was hot, and we built our culture from there. When crack and all of that came out, I was like, yo, we got to get the fuck up out of here. And the crab in the barrel mentality was created. I was now jealous of this man. And then they, you know, because they give us that property mentality, so we focus on shades and colors and all of these things that really don't matter, because ultimately we're a disenfranchised people that was robbed from our lineage.
Yeah.
So then because we're a tree without roots, because we don't know that we're non-descendants, so they want to treat us like non-descendants and don't say that we come from royalty, not slavery. So therefore, that's when we get jealous of each other, because we don't have no substance, we don't have no foundation. So we got to go back, recondition the mindsets, and understand who we truly are. And you'll never feel that jealous feeling again, because he a king, I'm a king, king, queen. Let's operate that way.
Yeah.
Man,
that's how I feel.
I just want to know, Nick. Like, I swear, like,
Jesus.
what I'm saying is, Nick, like, you dropping so many jewels.
Right? Like, what?
Wait. I've been knowing Nick. I won't say I've been knowing you, but since I was writing with Brian T. Jackson, it's like I used to always see, but it's like when the turban came on, you just got deeper, man. Like,
put your turbans on.
Like,
nah, it's crazy, man, because my pops was a minister, so I was raised in a very strict Christian household and teaching Bible study every day. So, but I always combated that. I never really wanted to subscribe to that, so I always wanted to know more. So that's when I started reading, and as of recently, like whether it's the turban or whatever, I feel like I have something to actually say, and I have a platform, so I'm gonna continue to say it. And even since I've been enrolled at Howard University, my ultimate goal is to, once I finish, is to be a professor up there. So it's like I'm just like, I feel like my life has taken a different path. I mean, I still can talk shit and do all of the ratchet shit, but ultimately, I think I got a message, and I have to figure out how to cultivate.
So how do you deal with the Chris McCarthy's and all these?
Oh my gosh, I love Chris.
All these. Yeah, he needed to give me that. Show me and. Latifah tried to do, but whatever.
Let's talk about it. I'm in there.
No, let me tell you something. I was with Danielle this week. She said, "You know what? The thing I love about work." Yeah, I said your name. The thing I love about Nick is that when we want to do a show, we get the shows done. Like we get things done. And I have become so frustrated because whether I meet with Will Packer or whoever, it's just like what.
Well, I got
no
something
offense
for you,
to
Nick.
any of those people.
No, not at all. Not at all.
But what it is that they have an agenda, and my agenda is I want to see people like you continue to flourish because you're next. The door's open. Go get it. Other people are thinking like, okay, this is my slate, and if they can't tap into it, then they move off of. That's any producer. You go in, you pitch something to somebody, you got to remember they got 6-7 other pitches that they heard that day, and they still got to get their shit on. So ultimately, I have a platform where I'll be like, yo, let's hash it out and get it done.
The word that came back is it's cheaper to invest in a TRL to revive what we already had than to
do something new. Trust me, I have those same conflicts because, being someone who's an exec over there, and I'm watching, I'm like, why would y'all waste money on that? Or what MTV always does to me, because they know I'm expensive, they'll take my ideas or they'll take a segment or something and go build a whole nother show.
And give it to Terrence J.
Yeah, give it to Terrence or D-Ray.
I'm no shade, Terrence. You are out.
Oh, that's my guy.
Terrence, Golden Barbie gonna be expensive. So
you better get that money.
Shout out to Terrence and Flavor
I
Unit
see
and everything.
Everybody win, but ultimately, I've had to confront, a lot of things because they've supported me. I mean, I got a Viacom tattoo on my back next to the Mariah one. But I've been at Viacom since I was 17 years old, and I've built with every CEO and every president over there. So I know the geography as well as the culture over there. So it's just certain things that when like Chris McCarthy is doing an amazing job of rebirthing MTV when people gave up on it so many times. Like they went like Wildin' Out is the #1 show over there right now, like just killing it in its time slot, up 115% than last season. I'm as much as I know we doing our thing, I gotta say Chris McCarthy knows what he's doing now.
Sure.
So and then from there, now he trusts me, so we gonna make so many more shows throughout that system. So and he's a dude that, man, when Wildin' Out was off for a while, and he wasn't even at MTV. He was working at like MTV2. I was like, yo, we should do this. And like watching him succeed and run that whole thing now, I was like, yo, that's my guy doing his thing now. So whether it's an executive, whether it's you, I love to see people succeed.
And that was my point. So how do you deal with the Chris McCarthys and all the white people,
and like the bureaucracy of the white folks,
the white people who have the reins at all these mainstream networks.
We all need to know that.
How do you deal with that but still be like this?
I think they see me, they know the sincerity, and they know there's gonna be certain things. I'm gonna tell you what it is if you want some fuck shit. Like, but I know I'm not that dude that's irrational. I understand that we're all in a business. I understand that there's just certain guidelines and prerequisites that we have to abide by. So I'm going to call it as it is, but they know if I'm not feeling it, I'm not doing it. So ultimately, it's usually something that I generate, but I also know how to work well with people. I'm a people person. I like to make people happy and shake hands and kiss babies all day long. But I'm not gonna be about that bullshit. And I think that's even why America's Got Talent for so long worked so well, because I was genuine. You saw that I cared about the contestants and really enjoyed the job. It wasn't just another job, but also wasn't gonna put up with them telling me, I didn't have the freedom to say the things that I wanted to say.
So when you left, you didn't feel like I'm gonna burn the ship down.
No, I mean, ultimately, I was, people got fired. Some people, I felt like I didn't make any emotional decisions, but I had to stand firm as a man and a man of integrity and character. So I ultimately was displeased and disappointed in the fact that not only did people feel like they could threaten me with money, but the fact that even people in my life
threatened to take it away.
Yeah. But then at the same time, I'm like, fuck you and your money. But then the people around me getting so nervous to be like, oh no, but what are you gonna do now? Like, oh, so you thought that job made me.
Wow.
You didn't understand that I made that job.
But did the courage to be able to say fuck your money come from you having money versus somebody
a little bit, but I mean, trust me, still them 8 figures. Like,
eight figures?
Wait, did I do that wrong?
8 figures.
8 figures.
7? Wait, 8?
7 is $1 million. 8 is the 10
Yeah,
or more.
I did 8. That's why I said 8.
Oh wow.
So, but to walk
that took a lot of courage.
To walk away from that.
Can't moonwalk over that real
Do
quick.
you think
Walk away from X amounts of millions guaranteed.
Jeez.
To do what you're already in the
regardless of how much is in the bank, I ain't gonna front.
You
that
said you
hurt.
wouldn't turn into no WB fraud.
Yeah, right. Like that hurt. But what it did, it also inspired me to be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go do this new deal to make sure that I can do this, and I'm gonna make sure the deals that I currently have, whether it's at Viacom or these other places, are gonna flourish. So then I can make. When everybody else, whether they was on my team or on the opposing team, was laughing at the decision that I made, they're gonna be like, damn, he stuck to his guns and he created success behind it.
Well, God's the provider anyway. So at the end of the day, you can't give that control to man.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's just what it is. He's going to be the ultimate provider, and he will pull strings on people's hearts and make stuff happen for you when you stand firm in who you are.
You better
So I just found a new respect for you. I mean,
appreciate you.
Listen, I come from a family of ministers too. My grandmother was a minister. She started a church, 2 uncles, 2 aunts. So I have that firm foundation too. So I appreciate what you just said.
Had a benediction up in here.
Hallelujah.
The doors of the church are now open.
Let me say this because I know we got to wrap it up. This is the first time I think we've had just a conversation.
Real talk.
I remember seeing you at the fight backstage, and everybody was taking pictures. I said, I got to get a picture with Nick Cannon because I'm a fan as much as I am.
Appreciate
hopefully a friend and employee or partner or some shit.
Yeah.
But I remember seeing Blue Williams. I know it was one of your partners.
Yeah, my guy.
And I said to him, Blue, don't you wish you managed me? Because I went to Blue and wanted to manage Blue to manage me. He said, I couldn't manage. I'm done managing people I can't control.
That sounds like a Blue statement.
You are uncontrollable.
It's not about, but this right here to me is confirmation that it's not about being controlled. I think it's about being locked into who you are, knowing what your vision is, knowing what you want your legacy to be, fighting all the turbulent experiences to get to where you got to go. Because in the end, if God wanted for you, you gonna get it.
You gonna get it.
There it is.
That's the truth.
Well, if somebody close the door in my goddamn
source.
face, look, I hear no more than yes.
Okay.
You know what I'm
We
saying?
all do though.
But it's all good.
So
There it
listen,
is.
You gotta hear them.
but thank you for coming on the show.
No doubt, man. I appreciate
Nick
y'all
Cannon.
for having us. Yeah.
And I appreciate all the support. Danielle has stood up. Celine Dion's either performing or y'all gotta go. But thank you for
There it
coming.
is.
And I appreciate it. And I'm gonna make my way to Wildin' Out.
And
somehow.
bring Floyd with you, please.
Okay, look, I will tell
Why
him
won't he
tonight.
do the show?
I mean, he's rich and wealthy.
Yeah, he
and
don't.
just-
I know he don't need to, but
But
come
he
on.
likes
It's a lot of bad
acting.
bitches, Floyd. It's they there.
You got
He got 7 already,
You
Nick.
gotta do-
Okay, you gotta tell Floyd
We won't-
if he comes on Wildin' Out, you gotta go to Girl Collection.
That's 100%. That's easy.
You gotta do for Hollywood
I'll do
Unlocked.
whatever he wants me to do. Like
Hollywood Unlocked, the way
I
Breakfast
went
Club
on
was.
Wendy Williams
You did.
and she came on Wildin' Out. Like
Yeah.
I said I would never go on Wendy Williams,
Yeah.
but she came to the show.
So
So
I
whatever
love-
Floyd want me to do, I do it.
Okay.
Just
Hey.
so he can see that it's fun and we just
Get
be chilling.
Hollywood Unlocked put
You
on
heard
TV.
it right
All we
here.
out.
Let's
Shit,
do
we
it.
gotta go.
That, regardless, we should do that anyway because this
Okay.
is good shit.
All right, we out of here.
We out.
Peace.
Hold on.
Pace.
So Melissa Ford is still out of she's still out of town. Her mother had a heart attack.
Oh my God.
Yeah, she's doing better, but she'll be back tonight.
Yeah, she'll be back tonight.
Okay.
So she's missing the show, but I'm so happy to have Tori Hart here in the building, a good friend of
Yay.
mine. I was trying to get you here last week, but you were busy. What are you doing?
I was shooting a movie.
Working.
Yes. I was shooting actually 2 movies last week. Shooting a movie with Dame Dash called The List. And then also shooting a movie called Perfectly Single with director Van Elder, Omar Gooding, Joe Torre, Erica Hubbard, Dominique, forget her last name, but she's on Insecure. And so
working.
Making moves. Yes.
That's right.
So what happened to your Instagram? Because as I was looking for you one day, it was
just
gone.
talking about that.
Yes, I was just telling Gio, somebody hacked me. Some hater hacked me, okay? And they completely wiped out all my pictures of my success, my pictures of me launching my brand, Heavenly Heart, my natural hair care line.
With us, our pictures?
Yes, and you saw, yes, pictures me doing Hollywood Unlocked. I mean, they pretty much tried to wipe me out. Haters, yes. And then what they did was they changed the name to Zadie Stryker, and they took all the Tory Hart handles. I mean, the Tory _Hart, the Tory
But you got it all back.
Yeah, because I know people in high
It's
places, so try to come for me, okay?
Because
listen, guess what? I'm still going to get it back because I'm a child of the Most High. That's right.
So
highly favored.
So since the last time you were here,
yes,
one of your ex-boyfriends died.
And my manager.
Oh God!
Can I say something? And I know I get in trouble for things I say because I love you a lot.
I love you too.
I've heard from different people that anytime my name comes up, you've always said good things about me because in this city, you can say good things right now, and then you can even be like that nigga ain't shit.
Yeah.
So I say this from a good place. I'm glad he's out of your life.
Wow. So is my mom and dad. But, I will say that man taught me a lot. I will say that he was a hard worker. He showed me a lot. He showed me a lot. Everybody has flaws, Some people have their opinion. And I don't know. There's a lot of stuff maybe I don't know behind the scenes. But I will say that man did have my back because I've seen him go to bat for me in certain situations where some people are scared to say a word. So, God bless him, rest in peace. And, he has beautiful children, that I still love and adore. So I would have to say, everything happens for a reason. And
he became my manager off Tory.
Yeah. Gio was managed by him as well.
The woman that I met him through, they were friends. The woman that I met him through, her boyfriend was killed. And I knew that relationship was very crazy. And I said to her while she was grieving, you gotta let God do his work.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't know why things are happening and it just be out the blue and people like, this happened out the blue. No, God done put the blueprint.
Yeah.
Sometimes it just happened according to the way he put that plan together.
Yeah, that is very true. I've learned to all we have is right now.
Yeah.
This moment.
Yeah.
Because yesterday is gone. Tomorrow ain't get here yet. Right now is what we have.
Amen.
So, okay, so now you're here in the building. We're going to get into a bunch of hot topics, but fuck it. I know you hate people asking you about your ex.
Jeez.
And honestly, I said, you know what, Tory Hart's going to come here and I ain't asking her shit about Kevin Hart because, this is my friend and I'm going to respect her right to privacy. But then I thought about these evil ass fucking listeners and fans. These bitches want to know all types of tea. Like sometimes you just want to talk about Jesus and, things that don't have nothing to do with other shit. So I personally don't want to know if Nico saw your Inside Edition interview and hacked your page. I don't want to ask that. But the people are going to say, that bitch sat up there 30 weeks pregnant and she hacked into that shit. What do you think about Lisa Bloom, Kevin Hart, and Nico, this new girl who's an actress that didn't prepare her lines before the press conference? What is your opinion?
You know what? I'll say this much. He's the father of my children, okay? Nico, she's a woman just like myself. I just feel like nobody wins in this situation. I just, nobody wins. Like, what are we doing here? And me knowing Kevin, he's going to bounce back and he's probably going to have an incredible, new set. I will say that much. And I hope I'm not in it, because I've been, the topic of his sets for a long time. So I'm sure I won't be in those. But I just say, it is what it is, people. Nobody's perfect.
God, who is your publicist? Because this media training, listen.
No, it's not media training. It's
Tory.
just, it's me. Jason, when I tell you I've been working on Tory for a long time. And I'm in such a happy place and just a place of bliss. I want to stay there. My positive vibes and my positive energy. I don't want none of that negative energy over there trying to jump its butt on me.
When a black person say the word bliss, they happy.
Listen, when you came on the show last time, I went through all the comments because I like reading what people say about my friends after I talk to them. Because everybody has their style of interviewing, and I just like to talk. But everybody, all the women were like, "Yo, I love her. Like, she's positive. Because I really feel like you've been given a lot of alley-oops to be a messy ass bitch.
Yes, you have.
And when I posted something on Hollywood Unlocked, because anytime the rule for my team is anytime my friends are in the news, send it to me before you post it because I want to be able to say yes or no.
Okay.
So they sent me something, and people were criticizing you for doing the interview because you were promoting something. But I said, wait a minute, you're already promoting it, and if you want to talk to me about what I'm promoting, and you ask me a question, and that makes the promotion go more viral. That's what the fuck we do.
Yeah. And why can't I mean, it's at
but
the
I
end of the day.
still am mad at you as your friend, though, because I feel like at some point you got to be like, fuck everybody. I just got to go.
But that's what I'm doing right now. And at the end of the day, you know, it's still a part of my story. Everybody has a story. It just so happens my story is connected to the most famous man right now in Hollywood. Am I not supposed to tell my story just because of who he is?
Right.
Like, I mean, he told his story. I was in all his jokes. I was in his latest book.
No, he made a lot of money. He profited off of your misery.
Exactly. And I'm like, you know what? I didn't bash him. I didn't do anything. But I'm a woman. First of all, I've been training in a thespian since I was 6 years old. I've been training.
Not an actress.
Okay. No, I'm an actress as well. But I'm just saying, I've been training since I was 6 years old. Every day I'm reading. I'm doing what I have to do to make it. And I just feel like if I have a story, and we know how the media works nowadays, and if I have a product that I'm marketing, and if you guys want a little bit from me, you got to give to get a little bit.
Listen, we had Amber Rose here on the show, and I use her now as my go-to whenever I'm going to interview somebody about a relationship because I don't see it immediately from the women's perspective, right?
Yeah.
You are an opportunist if you talk about what you're working on in the midst of chaos that you didn't ask for. But a man is still a king because
no wrong.
Because I said I was going to come on the show yesterday and say, this side chick ain't shit, and Aniko ain't shit because she was a side chick, and bitch, karma showed up at your front door. That's what I said I was going to say.
Yeah.
And Amber said, before you attack them, the common thread in all this is the man who had commitment to these women.
That is very true.
And Amber said, it's easy to slut shame or shame the woman, but the man in this scenario is the common thread behind all of this. So what do you say to that?
I mean, I agree with Amber on that. And, me and Amber had our little whatever. And I still love Amber, by the way. I just had to represent for Philly because if I didn't, they would have had a problem with me.
Philly women aren't.
Yeah, and the Philly people who follow me were like, you better say something, Tori. You better represent for us. So I was like, shit, I better represent. But I still love Amber. But I just feel like, you can't help who you fall in love with, okay? There's just ways to handle situations. It's all about how you respect people. And in the beginning, yes, there was disrespect, okay? But now, like I said, the place that I am in, I have dealt with it, and I'm so beyond that, and I wish them the best. I wish them well, and I hope that they can get everything in order, because I don't want some other woman around my kids.
But you know what? You know why I know that's real? Because when you sat here the last time, I give you a lot of alley-oops to be a messy ass bitch. You didn't go there. And even since I saw she had went online and said some messy ass shit. And
I addressed it.
You addressed it. But even in that, you were still nice.
Because it actually saddened me.
No, Tori, you are from Philly.
Because it's and I'm gonna take that energy and I'm gonna go after my success.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take that energy to go towards something else. If I fought everybody who had something to say, Jason, and trust me, I have been called monkey. I've been called black bitch. Kevin has upgraded. Oh, look at now, and now those same people on my page like he left this Nubian queen. Oh my God, this black goddess, she's gorgeous, and I'm like,
so
turncoat motherfuckers, really? And I just cuss because I do cuss sometimes. That's the Philly in me.
Shit, cuss.
But you know what I'm saying? It's just like, so I don't look at I don't take any of that. I just look at it like, oh, okay, it's the internet.
Listen,
so
God said he will use your enemies as your
and set a table. What is it? A seat at the table? Right. So I'm
Amen.
So sis, I gotta ask you. I'm not the one. I'm not Jason. But I just really want to know, when you first saw the confession video of Kevin saying what he said, did you say in your mind like, this nigga still doing the same shit?
She's gonna tell you her media training answer. Let me tell you what she said. Let me tell you what she said. Hold on, camera over here. This is what she said. Nigga, you stupid as fuck. Because I looked at that video and said, when a nigga know he caught, He gonna figure
But
out.
what did you say to yourself when you saw that video?
I plead the fifth on that one.
Okay.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
That's fair.
All right.
I'm gonna plead the fifth.
All right.
That's fair. Okay.
But I know what that inner mind says.
The last question I'm going to
I'ma
ask you
plead the
about this.
fifth.
Last question.
Because the viewers are driving me to ask these questions. I personally will never ask you again.
Me neither.
Stop blaming your viewers, Jason.
No, really. Have you ever read the comments? These people are crazy. Do you feel like this is Eniko's karma?
In all honesty, yes.
Okay.
I have to be honest about that. I feel like, in life, when things happen, you do have to understand the universe always works things out. And
because the narrative was, you can't control who you fall in love with. And now the narrative is, that nigga's still a hoe.
You can't control who you fall in love with. You really can't. But, and I still say, even with that, it's just respect people. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Well, listen, I got your back. Me
too.
I love how, you are really in your, as Lorianne Gibson would say, your zhuzh.
My zhuzh,
because
yes.
you have been able to maintain just class. And I love the fact that you're a great example to your daughter. And son. Because I know how much you love your kids, and at some point she's gonna look over all of this and just be like, "Damn, my mama handled all this bullshit with some class, and we never even really we weren't affected by that because they protected us."
Oh, I'm not ever letting my kids' happiness get affected by our adult bull.
Yeah.
Never. They are my first priority, my main priority. And let me tell you, my kids, I instill nothing but happiness and joy and uplifting in them, and that's just where I'm at.
I say that all the time.
As long as Kevin keeps providing these waves, keep on riding them.